it's Lynn again. I haven't spoken to you for a while because I've been having terrible problems with my health and trying to get some help. I want to share this with you today because it's a bit of reality really, and I think people need to know what's going on. I asked the hospital for psychological help because this brain tumour's growing and I know it's getting worse. I asked them for help just over a year ago. Since then I've been confronted with ridiculous amounts of red tape telling me I couldn't have psychological support. I could have it weeks after I needed it, after scans and test results. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I haven't had any medical help in over a year. I've asked for scans, my friends have asked for scans, I've had people ringing up doctors, hospital. The situation I'm in, I've tried everything. I've put a complaint into the hospital, I've contacted the Parliamentary Ombudsman, I've contacted the CQC, I've contacted an MP. And I've explained that my health's getting worse. I'm in pretty much constant pain now. I had 2 falls as a result of it, one in which involved me banging my head into a wall. And I just want people to be aware of this is what can happen to patients. This is the reality. Today it's after 2, I haven't been able to get a shower or get dressed today because of the pain I'm in. What I will do is read you out what happened last week after numerous requests for help. I had a home visit from a GP, no contact from a consultant or a hospital, but just a general practitioner, not a neurosurgeon, no contact with them. But what I will do is basically read you a list of what happened when they came round. This is a copy of an email that I sent to an MP on the 12th of February, which is a couple of weeks ago. Further to my email earlier this week, a friend rang my GP to see what is happening regarding any medical assistance for me. Apparently still nothing. I rang last week asking for a home visit, which the doctor apparently didn't get. They have said now another week later they will come and visit me if I make an appointment. This is simply not good enough. Despite repeated requests for a scan and medical help, a growing brain tumour and 2 serious falls, I find such a response irresponsible and flippant. I cannot state strongly enough the seriousness of my condition and the damage these medical people are doing to my health. It may already be too late for them to perform surgery on me because of their continued incompetence and neglect. This tumour is constantly growing and I believe now it has caused me permanent visual damage. Shall I contact a solicitor? Someone will need to know about the circumstances leading up to my death. I now need advice on how to get help from other medical professionals, and someone needs to know of this gross negligence to protect other patients. I have been told this condition, if untreated, will result in a slow, painful death, so I need to prepare myself as much as possible. I now need to explore and assess other options available to me, for example hospices and assisted suicide abroad. I really need some advice on what to do next. Is it possible to have an appointment with the MP himself? I am not well enough to have to keep trying to deal with this and writing emails. I need someone to fully represent me and move this case on immediately. I cannot wait any longer for something to happen. My condition will soon prove fatal and no one is helping me. So following on from that, apparently the hospital will come back to me with a date that suits them. Anyway, my friend finally rang the doctor and requested, because of the seriousness of this, a home visit. I don't like being like this in my dressing gown. It's degrading, it's no good for anyone's self-esteem, and to be reduced to this is unacceptable. The day the doctor came to see me, I went to great lengths to get up and get dressed so I could answer the door. Anyway, this is a summary of what happened last week. I'm summarising it like this because it's too much for me to take on mentally at the moment. Despite my numerous difficulties and need for an advocate, I was informed by the GP that she is not prepared to accept having to speak to a friend or advocate on my behalf. She said if I could answer the door to her, I couldn't be that bad. I can only assume I should have stayed in bed where I have been for days and shouted for her to break the door down to get in. There's no one else here to answer the door. She said if I could physically pick up a phone, I wasn't incapacitated. Ignoring my anxiety, psychological concerns, the difficulty of being in pain, on painkillers, being quite disorientated with visual difficulties. In order to get an appointment, you have to ring at 8 o'clock in the morning. At that time in the morning, with these sort of problems, it's not possible. When she saw me, it was actually 2:10 in the afternoon, so it was a bit different. Anyway, despite my repeated attempts to convey to her how much I was suffering and the danger and seriousness of my condition, she continued to dismiss and undermine my claims and simply told me I looked well. The one thing that they have told both me and my friend for a year now is that they keep referring me to the hospital for a brain scan, which is what we've both been waiting on. The GP informed me last week that any referrals they send to the hospital are not accepted. Again, mind-blowing. On at least 2 occasions during this visit, I suggested that she leave my home as this visit was not helping. Having refuted and dismissed all my concerns, she just kept saying, "What do you want me to do?" To add insult to injury, she offered me general counselling for anxiety and stress from their mental health service. I had to explain to her that I am not generally stressed. I have a dangerous growing brain tumour and specific psychological needs as a result of this. She'd already dismissed my claim that I need psychological help in order to undergo further treatment, saying that the hospital can't and won't offer the support. Having spent yet more of my limited energy defending myself from criticism, judgment and the dangers of some health professionals, I am exhausted and feel even worse. Obviously, I have no means now to get any medical help, and this is me a week on from her last visit. Still nothing.